Hello everyone, my name is Waqas Hassan and welcome back to another video on the Ultimate Academy. In today's video, you will be learning 6 hacks that will help you to get 8+ in your IELTS speaking. These are the hacks that I first compiled when I took my IELTS exam and I got 8 out of 9 in the IELTS speaking. And since then, in the last 3 years, more than 2,000 students have used and aced their IELTS speaking. So I can't wait to share with you. Once you've aced yourself with these speaking hacks, you'll walk into the room of IELTS speaking and you'll feel confident and you'll enjoy yourself. And that's my goal with this video. By the way, I also have one of the most popular courses on IELTS online preparation called Ultimate Guide to Hacking IELTS, link to which you can find in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into the video. My first hack for you is called 30 seconds mindset. This 30-second mindset is going to change how you look at IELTS speaking. You look at IELTS speaking as this grilling 15 to 20 minutes in which you'll be sweating and the examiner will be asking you questions for which you'll have no idea how to answer. This 30 seconds mindset is going to flip that script in your head. So here is how it goes. For every question that is asked, all you have to do is answer for 30 seconds. What are 30 seconds? 2 to 3 sentences, 3 to 4 sentences, just something in that range. Any question you're asked. So in part 1, where do you live? Tell me about yourself. What are your hobbies? Everything is, you don't have to think the answer should be short or long. You just have to think it should be 30 seconds answer. Very simple. And most importantly, in part 2, you feel like you have to answer for 2 long minutes. But honestly, if you ask me now any questions like, what do you think about climate change? And speak for 2 minutes. Go. I won't be able to. Nobody can speak for 2 long minutes on any random topic. But what is the trick here? With the part 2 question, you also have 4 prompts. Tell me about climate change. How climate change is affecting the world. What do you think you should be doing to fight climate change? And so on. All you have to do is look at each small question as a separate question and answer that for 30 seconds. So what is climate change? 30 seconds for that. How climate change is affecting the world? 30 seconds for that. So on. So my goal here is to help you understand that no matter what the question is in IELTS, you have to go with a mindset that you have to answer for 30 seconds each. That's it. With some practice, you will be able to look at any question and see what 30 seconds feel like. In practice, it can be 20 seconds, it can be 40 seconds. Sometimes you're in the flow, you can go on for as long as you want. But 30 seconds mindset is your first hack. Your hack number 2 is called simple over complex. You know, for most people, they go into the IELTS interview and they think it's like a job interview. Your intellect matters, your vocabulary matters, your persona matters. You have to impress the other person. No, that's false. This is not the job interview. The other person is not going to hire you. You can be saying everything that is fake, false, lying, everything. All you have to know is how you say it matters. This is different from job interview. You don't have to impress the other person. You just have to speak in a very simple and structured manner on the things he or she is asking you. What does it look like in practice? It looks like in practice in a way that you don't have to go with the mindset that you need to have the best vocabulary and you need to create these complicated sentences that are connecting so nicely with each other and you're in the flow. No, instead, it's exactly opposite. If you have the most basic of vocabulary and you're answering in bullet points, let's say, okay, tell me about your experience that you really enjoyed. I'm going to speak about the time that I went to Thailand. And there are 3 reasons I enjoyed it. First reason is this. Second reason is I really love the beaches. Third reason is I had a good time with my partner. That's it. The goal here is that you have to be extremely simple and very structured. Everything has a good start, a good body, a good end. Vocabulary, complicated sentences, all that does not matter. Of course, if you're already so good that you can just get up from the bed, go into the interview and ace with an 8+ band and you want to have the 9 perfect band, then all those things matter, the vocabulary and complicated sentences and conjunctions and all that stuff. But for now, to get 8+ band in IELTS speaking, all you have to do is tell yourself that it's simple over complex that matters. So that's our hack number 2. Our hack number 3 is called fluency does not mean fast. What does that mean? Most people think that if you're speaking very fast, like native speakers do. Okay, I'm going to speak very fast today and I'm going to answer this question in like bang, 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 bang. So this happened, then that happened, and all that is native speakers type. No, this is completely opposite. At the highest level, who are the people who have the largest following in the world? Those are the politicians. Think of Barack Obama. Think of any other politician that is very famous in your country. These are the speakers who are influencing large amount of people, millions, hundreds of millions of people. What they are doing? They are speaking slow. They are speaking with pauses. Fluency is thinking first what you have to say and delivering that in a very simple and structured manner. You get that? Fluency does not mean fast. Fluency means thinking first, answering slowly, answering with pauses. My hack number 4 for you is that accent does not matter. For some reason, because IELTS is a British test, we have started thinking that if we're speaking in a Western accent, we'll get good score. And I've seen students after students trying to ramp up their accent. If they're born Asian or African or South American, or you'll have whichever race you're from, you'll have different accent. And the examiner in your region, in your country, is trained to understand your accent, and it does not matter what kind of accent you're using. So get it out of your head that you have to shift your accent into like a Western accent, a smoother accent, Australian accent. No, you'll just speak like you speak, and you speak in a simple, structured manner and thoughtful manner, not fast. That's it. Accent does not matter. Moving on, my hack number 5 for you is tell, don't speak. Tell, don't speak is game changer. Imagine a conversation that you have with your friend in your native language, whatever your native language is. You are telling that person something in your native language, and your hands are moving and your facial expressions are moving and your body is moving, and you are having natural pauses because you want that person to understand. So let's say if the person asked you, how was your weekend? You want to tell them, you know what? I watched this new movie Spider-Man that came out on this weekend. It was an amazing movie. So there were all 3 Spider-Mans in that movie, and it was a good callback from the previous parts and so on and so forth, and you're invested in it. But when you go into the IELTS interview, you get into the mindset that examiner is sitting there across the table to judge you. So you have to not really tell that examiner something like an information. Instead, you have to sound like you are a scripted robot. So you start speaking to yourself, or you start looking at the wall and speaking to the wall. And that's where you get it wrong. So the mindset here is, think of the examiner as he or she is another person that you're meeting over coffee, and that person is actually new to you. He or she is interested in your life. They don't know what job you do. They don't know what your opinions are about the world. Be enthusiastic about your jobs, your opinions. Talk to them as if this is new information for them. So of course, you have to have the natural pauses. You're telling them, you know what? I work as a data analyst. What data analyst does is that we work with a lot of different clients, these multinational companies, and they have large sets of data. They give us their data. We have to make sense of the data. We have to understand patterns, how to grow their companies, how to scale up their business, so on and so forth. What a lot of you do is you think that the examiner is not interested in the information part of it, so you don't even focus. You're just like, I'm a data analyst, and go on. No, think of the examiner as someone you're meeting over a coffee, and you have to tell the examiner every single thing like it's a new information for that person. So you naturally lean forward, you have your hands going on, and you're enthusiastic, and you have natural pauses, and your facial expressions and all that stuff is helping you explain to the examiner. So that is my 5th hack for you, which is tell, don't speak. And finally, the number 6th hack, which is the difference between good speakers and great speakers. And the hack is called tonality is the secret key. Tonality means emphasizing on different words, putting in emotions in words, so they convey their meaning just by the tone of the words. So for example, if I tell you, I live in a large house which is at the far end of the town. Okay, I can say it like that. I live in a large house which is at the far end of the town. it doesn't have any imagery with it, right? But if I say it like this, I live in a large house that is at the far end of the town. What just happened? Large itself felt like large. Far itself felt like this must be very far, like an hour drive from the town. This is what tonality is. When you're saying that I went to Thailand and I had an awesome experience, you go like, I went to Thailand and I had an awesome experience. The beaches at Pattaya are extremely beautiful. You know, these words, awesome, extremely, putting in energy, far, large, huge, big, very small. These are all the emotions. What I want you to do is in your life, from now onwards, when you're speaking to normal people, start thinking of the tonality. Every time you are expressing any emotion, size, feeling, emphasize on the word. Go all in. And what it does is that in the listener's mind, the mind starts creating visuals with it. Extremely beautiful beach, there's a visual with it. Far end of the town, it's visual that it's very far. Large house, a visual with it. What is happening here is the listener's mind is creating their imagery, and the listener mind at a subconscious level is thinking that this speaker is so charismatic. He or she will never forget what you've told her. And that's exactly what happened in the IELTS interview as well. The interviewer's mind at the subconscious level will be like, okay, yeah, this is smooth, this is fluent, this is emotive. Check, 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 and bang, 8+ band. So these are my 6 hacks for you. The 30-second mindset, the simple over complex. Fluency does not mean fast. Accent does not matter. Tell, don't speak. And tonality is the secret key. Take these hacks and start practicing them in your daily life from today onwards, and you will see that just few weeks down the line, you will be a far amazing speaker and you will love it. Tell me in the comments, how did you find these hacks? And by the way, as I mentioned in the start of the video as well, I have one of the most popular online courses in the world on IELTS. It's called Ultimate Guide to Hacking IELTS, link to which you can find in the description of this video. Also, more videos on IELTS you can find on our channel, Ultimate Academy. See you.